Hello, I'm Ken Carpenter, and this is Invest AI Savvy, where AI powers smart investing. Happy Friday, May 1st, 2026. BuzzPulse just locked in on a signal of the day with nine independent signals stacking on the same name, Beyond Meat, and the short interest sitting on this stock is 31%. That's squeeze territory. When a name carries 31% short interest and the system flags a Z-score of 8.4 with options flow confirming direction, you're not looking at a noise, you're looking at the kind of setup where a single catalyst can move the price violently in just one session. Now, here's what's coming. First, we break down the Beyond Meat signal and what a nine signal convergence actually means. And then we look at the data story of the day. Google ripping 10% on the same morning Meta is flashing a high attention warning sign. After that, the watch list. And before we close, the greed top five. The names BuzzPulse is telling you to leave alone. And the one thing before we get into it, there's a discovery crypto signal in today's brief that two independent intelligence layers agreed on. Galaxy score 62 and an alt rank of 2. We'll get to it. Just stay with me for a second. Let's start with the name the system locked today, which is Beyond Meat, which is a small cap Russell 2000 component with a nine signal convergence and a 31% short interest profile that puts squeeze mechanics right on the table. Now, here are the numbers. The Buzz Surge Z score 8.4, sentiment positive 0.52, conversion steps 9 independent signals, short interest 31%, momentum confirmed, options flow confirms direction. Let me explain what conversion steps actually means, because this is the metric that matters the most today. Conversion step is the number of independent signals that agree on the same name at the same time. Think of it like nine different witnesses describing the same event without talking to each other first. BuzzPulse pulls from social sentiment, options flow, surge detection, momentum, and several other lanes, where nine of those lanes independently point at Beyond Meat on the same day. The odds that this is a random noise drop sharply. Nine is a high reading. Most names get one or two signals on a strong day. The deeper the convergence, the harder it is to dismiss. Now, let me explain why the short interest matters. Short interest is a percentage of a company's available shares that traders have borrowed and sold, betting that the price will fall. To close that bet, those traders eventually have to buy the shares back. When short interest hits 31%, almost a third of the float is sitting in bets against the stock. So if the stock starts climbing, those short sellers are forced to buy the stock back to cover their bets, and that buying pushes the price much higher. Now, that feedback loop is called a short squeeze. High short interest plus a positive catalyst is the recipe for a short squeeze. And the catalyst right now is what BuzzPulse is watching for. With Beyond Meat, there's nine signals and 31% short. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm just telling you it crossed the system's quality gate today, and it's worth taking a look at. Now, here's the data story that's running in parallel today, and it's a contrast worth understanding. Today's data story is a split screen. Google is printing a decisive 10% single session move with positive sentiment behind it. Meta is moving the opposite direction with the warning sign embedded in the data. Same day, same mega cap basket. Two completely different stories. Google, 24-hour gain, positive 10%, Z score 5.3, sentiment positive 0.48. That's a decisive single session move with sentiment confirmation. Now look at Meta, 24-hour move down, 8.6%. Z score 8.3. That's high attention, but the sentiment is nearly flat at just positive 0.06. Insider selling $5.4 million in the last 30 days. The dominant social narrative is explicitly cautioning against crowded consensus buying. That's a high attention, low conviction setup with a negative price action backdrop. Let me explain sentiment versus price divergence because that's what's happening with Meta. Divergence is when social attention and stock price are moving in opposite directions. Either the crowd is loudly bullish while the price drops, or the price climbs while social interest fades. Both are warnings. With Meta, attention is high, but sentiment is barely positive, and the price is down nearly 9%. That's the crowd watching a falling knife and not committing. Divergence is the market telling you the crowd and the tape disagree, and one of them is about to be wrong. That brings us to the watch list. A standard reminder first. Before I name the watch list, the standard reminder, Buzz Pulse is a research platform. I'm not your financial advisor, so nothing in the show is investment advice. The names you're about to hear are names the system flagged today. They're not buy recommendations, okay? So please do your own research always. But number one, Beyond Meat. It's the signal of the day. Russell 2000 small cap, Z score 8.4, sentiment positive 0.52, convergence depth 9, short interest 31%. The setup squeeze potential with full convergence stack and confirmed momentum. Why it matters? 9 independent signals on a small cap with 1/3 of the float sold short is the rarest configuration in today's brief. What would change conviction? A break in momentum, a sentiment reversal, or a sharp drop in options flow conviction. Number two, Google, up 10% in 24 hours. Z-score 5.3, sentiment positive 0.48. Setup is a decisive single session move with sentiment confirmation. Why it matters? This is the cleanest momentum print in today's run on a name with the liquidity to handle institutional positioning. What would change conviction? A sharp reversal of the single day gain or a deterioration in sentiment. And number three, Bitcoin, AltRank surge of 53 to 6, a 47 position jump. Bitcoin dominance at 58.3%, up 1.3 in 24 hours. Sentiment is a technical target at the $84,000 gap level with volume balance support. Why it matters? Bitcoin is reasserting itself as the primary social and momentum focus while dominance climbs. What would change conviction? A break in dominance reversing into altcoin rotation or a failure at the 84,000 level. Let me explain AltRank because Bitcoin's move on this metric today is significant. AltRank is a lunar crush metric that ranks crypto assets by how their social activity is performing relative to the price action over the same window. The lower the number, the better the combined performance. When Bitcoin moves from rank 53 to rank 6 in a single cycle, a jump of 47 positions, the system is telling you that social engagement and price action have both improved sharply at the same time. Large alt-right jumps mean the crowd's behavior toward an asset just shifted and the price tends to follow that shift. Number four, Ethereum, Galaxy score 72, alt rate 73, leads the Lunar Crush rankings today. Setup is social momentum holding while holders book 20% gains and maintain conviction. Why it matters? Ethereum is the highest Galaxy score in today's crypto stack with confirmed holder behavior backing the move. What would change conviction? A breakdown in holder conviction or a Bitcoin dominance that pulls capital back to Bitcoin. Number five, Weedcoin, convergence signal, Galaxy score 62, alt rank 2, Z score 6.9. Setup, two independent intelligence layers, Buzz Pulse surge detection, and Lunar Crush agree on the same obscure asset. Why it matters? Independent agreement on a low profile name is the definition of a discovery signal. This is a low liquidity crypto. Position sizing should reflect the speculative profile. Now, here's what we are explicitly not chasing today: the greed top five. USDC, greed score 0.468, Z scored 9.7. AMC, greed 0.453, Z score 5.2. Riot Platforms, greed 0.450, Z score 4.0. Marathon Digital, greed 0.459, Z score 5.0. CleanSpark, greed 0.418, Z score 3.4. USDC is a stablecoin printing a Z score of 9.7. That's a liquidity event, not a directional trade. AMC is a meme stock greed profile with no convergence backing. Riot, Marathon, and CleanSpark are all Bitcoin miners moving as a correlated cluster, not as independent setups. AKAN, Z score 6.0, FMP legitimacy score 15 out of 100, market cap 1.58 million, flagged high risk unknown tier. That is a textbook micro float pump profile. Don't chase AKAN. Greed score measures how much social attention is piling into a name relative to its baseline. High greed means the crowd is excited, but the excited and right are different things. Convergence depth is what separates a real discovery from a crowded trade. Beyond Meat has 9 independent signals. AMC has crowd noise. The system flags both, but it only puts one on the watch list. Attention is not conviction. Convergence is conviction. The watch list is the watch list. The greed list is the warning. One last item before we close out. There's one macro event in the look ahead that matters. Non-farm payrolls for April drops May 8th, a week from tomorrow. Today's brief explicitly flags this as a market-moving event with headline risk for any new entries or outsized positions taken today. If you're considering action on Beyond Meat, Google, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Wheatcoin off of this brief, the system is telling you that whatever size you would normally take should be reconsidered ahead of tomorrow's print. Headline risk on a payrolls morning is real. Smaller is smarter to an unknown number. Everything you heard today was locked from BuzzPulse data as of 1 a.m. Pacific time. That's the discovery for today. We documented it. The rest is up to you. I'm Ken Carpenter. This is Invest AI Savvy, and that's the way it is.